Elizabeth, what did you have in mind when you did this piece, and does it grow directly out of earlier work?
It's related to earlier work. I hadn't realized that until after I'd already made up the piece. But the way it's related is that for the last year, I've been involved in working with dead weight or real weight. I did a piece that was choreographed by graphing the shape of a ball in which the variables on an XY axis were distance and weight as you fell. And then I did a piece mover in which dancers were completely dead weight and other dancers moved them. And this I see as a continuation of that. It's called, the name of the piece is Drop, and it's dead weight dropping. But obviously because of physical considerations I needed a mechanism for me to drop. Pretty obvious. And like the other things that fell, the water, the glass, and the feathers, also they were their own weight, dropping each in a different way. And I really, as I say, that was in retrospect. And the idea for the piece just came very quickly, and I didn't choose the elements that I use for specific reasons, more just because they appealed to me. But as I say, in retrospect, I am able to see what's behind it in terms of sense.
Yeah, your other pieces were done in an indoor environment, so I guess...
this is the first environmental piece that I've done, but I don't really feel that for my work it's very different. I felt I was working with same things. It's not as though, first of all, my work is not theatrical in the regular sense of theatrical. This piece has theater to it because something that has spectacle, as that did, a theatrical element enters into it. But in terms of regular dance or regular theater, my work is not theatrical, therefore it's not a big plunge for me to work in an environmental area.
Yeah. Mind you wouldn't be able to find an interior space that could accommodate the piece easily.
Not this distance for sure. I'd like to use the videotape as part of an indoor piece, you know. But obviously I can only do it with this kind of distance outside.
Yeah. Do you have any different reactions to the piece now that you've done it for an audience than, say, when you were rehearsing?
Well, I only rehearsed it once, actually. It seemed very quick. It went very fast. Actually, it went a little faster this time than it had in my rehearsal. But I don't see that it changed. To me, in my own mind, as I said, the elements that I used appealed to me and had an aesthetic. And I hope that that aesthetic would be involved in their viewing of it. Like, to me, of course, it may not have appeared this way to somebody else. There's something beautiful about suspension. That's why I specifically wanted to be hanging very passively, not be doing anything active, because I wanted that just suspension. And the moment of impact of, well, the moment of falling, actually, all the falling, plus the moment of impact of the water and the glass also, to me, had a beauty. Unfortunately, I don't know if the audience could actually see the moment of impact. I'm not sure. I don't really know. I think they could. But
yeah, I don't know. I think I caught it on the tape.
But I knew that they would go where they would. Not much you can do about that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to phrase this properly, but you said you were going to put it on tape for showing. So does that mean this piece is sort of relegated to the past now? I mean, you're going to do new work to follow from it?
Well, I don't have anything specific in my mind, but I find that if you do it consciously or unconsciously, things always unfold from what you're doing. This was exciting to me. It was very brief, but exciting, and I'd like to follow up. Also, I've become more and more interested in getting a little action into my pieces. A little physical excitement. I've just in improvising, say, I'm beginning to get really involved in pushing and shoving and throwing people around and getting thrown around. And I liked in this piece, one other thing that interested me was the physical thing involved, the excitement, because one thing that I'm aware of very much in a lot of experimental work is a terrible boredom that from people, say, take example of improvising, people being very, very sensitive to the insides of their bodies, and that's a stage that we all needed to go through, that kind of sensitivity, but I don't think it's certainly not an end.